So yes, second video of the night. So with that being said, there's another video that I literally filmed yesterday that I literally accidentally deleted like 5-10 minutes ago. Lord, my memory. But God knows I gush all this passion out of me just so naturally. So for the most part, let's see if I can recapture that magic, shall I? So like I said, I believe it was once again about just me renewing my commitment to Allen Denius High School. Literally just, telling people my past, my present, my future. The past once again went there for 5 years. Took a fifth year option IEP to get me through the get me through the door, get through the door, to get me graduated, which I'm okay with because, like I said before, when you study God's plan, and God's plan is very mighty, merciful, powerful, just like women. Yeah, like I said, I make women's empowerment anthems for a reason. So, as I was saying, yeah, God's plan. Like I say, when I think about how I graduated, when I graduated, graduating with my cousin, like I say, that I've been tight with since we were like, I think I was like 4 years old. He was two. I'm telling you, it couldn't have been more of a blessing. It really couldn't have been more of a blessing. And I'm telling you, you know, I'm thankful for everybody that helped get me through. I'm helpful for that plan, helpful for the story, the testimony that comes with it. I'm very thankful for God for everything. My life is continuously developing daily as a result. So with that being said, like I said, one of the top things that I realized with being a graduate over these last 2 years is the fact being, I'm not joking when I say this, God bless all my Valley Ridge kids and everybody that's futurely zoned in these. You have no idea how much I want to still be there to help mentor you, help guide you, support you, encourage you. I'm the ambassador of positivity for a reason, as they call me, and so on and so on. And it hurts. It hurts not being able to be there during the day. You have no clue. And as I think I meant to say in that video, that as much as I would love to go try to be a, principal, like everybody tells me, go be a principal, or you should be a principal because you have all the, you have the physique or whatever the word is to do so. Now, as much as I would love to do that, the reason why I'm not trying to become a principal is because of the fact being we have too many years to go for that to happen. And what that means is it's a ladder climb. You have to serve so many years in public education before they nominate, let alone move you up to that position. And kids are suffering every day in our school system. Quote me, kids are suffering every day in our school system. So I have no time to wait 10, 20 years for them to move me up so I can finally help these kids enjoy school, save these kids from themselves, and or save them from the tyrants and the bullies and harassers and much more. And what that means is in terms of like the kids need guidance. The kids sorry, everybody needs guidance, but definitely like the kids need guidance. They need love. They need character. They need protection. And again, I don't mean bias protection. I mean in terms of the bulliers, the bulliers. The bullies need to learn how to stop being bullies. The kids that are being bullied need to be need to be loved and cared about. Need to be shown that this is not again what we stand for, what we believe in, and we're gonna neutralize these issues. And we're again a school home and a school family. I can preach that till my lungs give out. And that's what I practiced at Nice. Was I practiced school home, school family building. I do believe that's one of the top things a lot of people have no clue how to practice because they don't even know those terms even exist. Am I kidding? Of course they don't. I created them, and so on. But that's a big part of it. We have to get those into our school system, school homes, school families. If we don't get those concepts, building block concepts into our schools, our kids will continuously feel ostracized and like nobody cares about them. You don't know how many reviews I've read where it literally said that the teachers do not teach, the faculty and staff administration are rigged and corrupt. They don't care who you are. They don't care what you think, and all they're doing is here to collect paychecks. I've read that on countless / too many school reviews over and over and over and over and over and over again. Literally, I've heard them with private schools and public schools. I'm disgusted to hear it, particularly with private schools, because you're a private school for God's sakes. We're trusting you with our money for God's sakes. But forget that. We're trusting you with our kids and our money. You pay money for a private school for a reason, don't you? So you can try to get rid of some of those social ills that plague regular public schools. Supposedly, a better education, higher education, a traditional Christian education. You name the reasons why people go pay for private schools. Some just pay for private schools for sport opportunities, better scouting, better recruiting, so on and so on. You name the reasons, they're definitely there. But the point there, I'm definitely trying to immerse and amass there is the fact being, we have to start building school homes and school families in the dynamic of the structure of our communities. You know, I'm telling you, the violence, crime rates, you name it, they can go down if people actually, get closer to Jesus and learn how to love thy neighbor as thyself. But that's not going to happen if the kids don't get it at home and then they don't get it at school. I would say worse, they don't get it at school, but either way. Now you got to realize, the schools have to realize, we got to stop pretending as if at home, certain parents, if not just certain majorities of parents, are doing anything to teach, guide, mentor their children. Because they're obviously not doing a darn thing. A lot of parents, I hate to say this, obviously do not care about their kids. Or they don't care about their kids developing character, morals, compassion. You name how many different, sectors I can go off. They don't care about whether their kids ever develop those things or not. Or whatever the case might be. And the point there is, somebody has to pick this slack up, ladies and gentlemen. That's the point. Whether you care about your kid or not, somebody has to pick up the slack. But especially if you are not picking up the slack at home, what do you think is going to happen if the school is not picking up the slack? Now, some schools are trying to pick up the slack, but obviously there's only so much they can do. And then some kids, for some odd reason, take it as it's a good thing that nobody can punish them, nobody can touch them, nobody can, harm them, nobody can do whatever. To where they continuously take that into the real world with them, and that's why they commit all the crimes and, and violence that they commit on a daily basis. Because they think it's good to, it's good to be, negatively feared and whatever the case is, or, yeah, nobody can touch me, the school system couldn't touch me, the parents couldn't control me, etc., etc. I'm like, really? But I'm telling you, somebody got to pick up the slack, whether it's the school system, or whether it's the kids at home. I mean, not kids at home, parents at home, aunts, uncles, grandparents, your next door neighbor's dad, or next door neighbor's parents. Somebody has to pick up the slack on claiming these kids and teaching them something about God, something about Jesus, something about morality, something about common sense, something about perspective, identity, humility. You name how many different words I could spit out. That's what I'm saying. Somebody has to pick up the slack and do something different, something more cleaner and innovative. One of the top things that I came up with back when I graduated was telling myself that we need more youth groups. Personally, that's what our communities, I do strongly believe, need. Our communities need more youth groups. Because I'm telling you, that's one of the top biggest problems that we don't have in today's society. Now, obviously, everything's a willingness to go. And obviously, a lot don't have the willingness to go. But I'm telling you, that's one of the top things about what the churches have to start answering for. Why do we not have more youth groups? Why do we not have more programs? Why are we not caring for our communities in the ways that we should be, to drive down all this crime, drive down all this violence, drive down all this poverty? There's so much there's so much. I mean, and I know a lot of these churches and pastors have connections to money. I know they do. Do they not? Especially if you can afford to build new church buildings here and there, you name it, whatever you can afford. I know these churches got the money to go pour a few thousand, if not more, into some other poor, low income. I mean, I'm telling you, the church is responsible for so much garbage in today's society, and I mean that means the church also has to be responsible for cleaning it up. And that's also what I mean. But I understand today's church is very lost and very, et cetera, But we have to start somewhere, ladies and gentlemen. And one of the three building blocks forward is your home, your school, and your church. Somebody's got to start picking up the slack here. Because if we do not start picking up the slack here, what do you think is going to happen? More violence, more gangs, more drugs, more criminals, more negative pipelines, more negative stereotypes. You name it, it's going to happen if we do not get closer to Jesus today. Thank you. More coming soon. Your boy, man, NJ2TheCity out. Peace.